here it is. The most religious people are not necessarily the most spiritual people at all.
Right.
They're just caught up in their rituals and positioning themselves as religious people, religious leaders, theologians, and they're missing the essence of everything. And you hear this again and again with this Bhagavat Dharma, that it's these rules are meant to serve love of God.
Let's. I don't want to.
What don't you want to do?
I don't want to.
You should just do it.
Individual, but let's put it this way. Both you and I have had a wide range of experience of, let's say, priests in temples, right?
Oh yeah.
Now there's some places I've gone where the priests were the deepest, most soft-hearted, beautiful souls you'd ever meet. You would come into the temple and they would just be thrilled to see you. And they would sit you down, and then they would want to go and cook for you, right? It wasn't just like, I'm the person that is your gateway to God, the deity I have this intimate, close relationship with. None of you do.
Right.
But it's totally like, oh, you're God's, you've come to see God. That means I'm your servant. They think like that, And then there's others, and this is probably far more common. And there are economic reasons for this and so many things, but like, for instance, just walking around Rishikesh, you walk in front of a temple and then the priest is insisting that you come in.
Yeah, very sweet.
And it's not because he just wants to serve you, it's because then he's going to nail you for a donation. Then the first thing he's going to flip out that book, right? He's got like a little receipt book.
Ledger?
A little ledger, yeah.
Some of the priests are calling you in, not just for a nice darshan, but like they're trying to get some money out of you. And we're New Yorkers, so we're very, we know when people are trying to get money out of us.
So, and then they do the things that they say, like, ring the bell. Like, I was in front of the deity praying, and he's going to like, ring the bell. It's like, hey, you know what? If I want to ring the bell, I'll ring the bell. Why don't you just get out of my way here and let me connect with God, But they just want to put you through the motions so that you have like so they have an excuse to hit you up for a donation. Then they want to put the thread around your wrist, right? Like, that's another thing, right? Oh, now I'm going to wrap this thread around. Like, we've done a whole ritual here now pay up,
So, you know what? It's like, we're New Yorkers. We know when we're trying to get scammed out of money. And they're supposed to be the gateway to God, but they inhibit you from getting closer to God. They become the roadblock to God.
They become the roadblock.
Right? So we need people in our life who can help us get closer to God. But when that teacher gets in the way between you and God, that's a problem.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host Raghunath, and live in Rishikesh, co-host, senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York, Kaustubha Das. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday, March 24th. It's episode 1747. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Kaustubha. Pranapriya. Made it. Just sort of like winding over my jet lag. And nice to be back in upstate New York, and it just refuses to become spring here.
It's still early yet, I think.
It's still early. Oh, Kaustubha, I had an incredible weekend in California.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I missed my flight, just got delayed. I don't know. I can't remember where we last left off, but I missed the San Francisco program due to mechanical issues in my plane. But you know what? I had a secret that Jonavi was going to sing with me. Jonavi Harrison was going to sing with me, and I didn't mention it. And so when I knew I couldn't sing, I was like, okay, Jonavi, you down for singing on your own? And she's like, yeah.
She's like,
so no one was really let down because I didn't show up.
I'm sure they still wanted you there.
Maybe a couple hardcore kids were like, no, she's not going to know anything about the hardcore scene. I wanted to ask some questions about Youth of Today. But for the most part, I heard it was a great program.
What if Jonavi really knew her hardcore and she could answer all the questions?
Then I would be Then they wouldn't need me on this planet anymore. I might just like dissolve into dust. So then me and Pranapriya had a great time. Pranapriya picked me up, drove me to Boston, stayed overnight in Boston. I had a little date night in Boston that was nice, and then I flew directly to San Diego. And I tell you, the San Diego Kirtan that night was so fun. Rakta, Tukram's son, came down, and Gaur Gopal played Cartels and Mridanga, and it was so much fun that night. And I got to see Ferdy, who's now Prem Gopal, and we had another program at Veda Yoga, which was also had a great kirtan. Manu came out and played Mridanga, as well as Krishna Murari played Cartels.
Okay.
And Astrid sang. It was just like we had a party all weekend, and you know what? There's others everywhere. I'm running into others in peculiar cafes. Peculiar cafes. I got to meet this interesting Prabhupada disciple. Now my whole thing is search out Prabhupada disciples and pick their brains, because I realize like there's not many left. And
well, maybe I should. Well, I've had this inspiration. I've had it for a few years now.
Tell me.
And I'm thinking now that we're getting more organized with Wisdom of the Sages, maybe we ought to make it like a group project.
Are we getting more organized? I suppose we are.
Raghunath, you're not, but I'm sure.
Well, I don't know. Are we?
Well, a second ago you were mocking the whole idea, and now you're offended.
All right, what? Tell me. What should we do?
That the artists that were trained by Srila Prabhupada, that we should have an art like convention, in New York City, in the week building up to Rath Yatra, and there should be presentations made by these artists who are trained, especially by Prabhupada, and other artists can come and display their art, and they can, mingle and get to know each other and work together. But most important is so that what they were given by Srila Prabhupada's vision of art, that it be preserved, and that these could all be, their presentations could be recorded and preserved for the future. That was what I think.
That's a whole side thing that I was talking about. But yeah, that's a good thing too. That's a very interesting thing. I wasn't talking about artists. I was just talking about.
Well, you said that we need to find Prabhupada disciples and pick their brains, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you said find Prabhupada disciples that are artists and pick their brains. That's a sub idea of what I was talking about.
Yes,
but it's a great idea. I want to endorse you and rally behind that idea.
Okay, I wasn't saying it encompasses your entire thing.
Maya is listening. She said, I want to get in on that. That could be great.
See, there's interest in it. Sardido, she would probably come for that, right?
Yeah, that's really
so many great artists out there. But, you meet someone like a Bhardaraj Prabhu, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a person. He's like a professor of art.
Is he?
Trained.
I don't know. I've never met Bhardwaj.
Personally. No kidding, really? You'd be blown away, Raghunath.
Wait,
You'd be blown away. Bhardwaj. He's
Where's
Gaurvani's father, the birth father.
Oh, that. Yes. I met him.
So he's like a walking professor of art, but personally trained by Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
And there's others out there. And so I think it'd be great.
We could do a kirtan one too.
That can be done too.
There are a lot of these
kind of stuff's being done all the time, though. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, this was our friend Madhava Maharaj's stepfather, and his name was Swarup. And Swarup just had so many Prabhupada. He's like, I just became a devotee when I was 17, and he was aware of the podcast. He had so many stories about Prabhupada. It was so I could have just shut up and listened to him the entire
But you didn't?
Day. I did. I did. I had to go. I had to go. But it was like it was just like amazing. One story after another story after another story.
Wow.
And then we were sitting in some random little cafe, so I could just hear these stories. And then these two people came in the cafe. There was hardly anybody in this cafe. These two people came in. And they just looked at me with a blank stare. And they go, Raghunath, I can't believe you're here. We were just listening to you on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, who are you? They're like, well, we live in Los Angeles, but we were in Mexico, and they were taking their dog to a dog surgeon in Mexico. I guess that's a thing if you live in California. Special dog surgeons in Mexico exclusively. And yeah, I just kept on running into some others here and there.
Okay. Well,
Just
that's good.
hardcore kids. It was a really fun. I ran into from Hawaii, but from there as well. Why can't I think of her name?
Kind of kills the story. when you get-
Come on! You went out to dinner with us. With the little girl.
Sherry Ann.
Sherry Yannick.
Oh, sure, Yannick. Okay.
Sherry Yannick. She said she lived right next to that Prabhupada disciple. And
Oh,
she
I
was
remember
jogging down
talking
the
about
road
that.
in her little
Yeah.
pink outfit. And then she stopped short and she looks and goes, is that a bead bag?
That's great.
Oh, Krishna. Krishna's got so many interesting surprises for us. When we take a step towards Krishna, Krishna starts sending messengers to us, interesting messengers to get us more excited about him. Krishna is
You
very
sound like you're
eager.
excited.
Krishna is very eager to take us back. Once we
You
get a
want-
little eager, Krishna gets even more eager.
He wants you
It's
back.
not just like this is a one-way street where we have to climb out of a well. Krishna's like climbing down the well to grab us. That's how I feel.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
I just wanted to give a shout out for that Prabhupada Memories series on YouTube for people that don't have Prabhupada disciples living nearby. Because that's an incredible
They
series
picked
of
their
videos.
brains. Right?
Yeah.
They did exactly
Oh,
what
There's
you're talking about.
hundreds of episodes, hundreds, if not thousands of hours. Of
That's all
interviews.
Pranapriya listens to.
I listen to
Pranapriya all day long is walking around. What do you listen to? Prabhupada Memories.
listen to it a lot.
It's really good to listen to them too.
Who was your
They're
favorite
great.
one?
I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite.
They're all great.
Yeah, they really are.
Yamunas are great. Everybody.
Malati's great. Yamuna's great. I was just listening to one with Bardraj. That's what made me think of it too.
Okay.
And he was talking about his instructions.
See?
And
Someone did pick
Rukmini
his
also
brains.
painted as well for Prabhupada.
Yes,
which was-
that's right.
Rukmini.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
So interesting.
Should we get into some announcements?
Yeah.
Well,
let's
we
do
were
it.
just having some joy back and forth, but okay, let's stay on it.
No, but it's a
Joy.
good time. It's a good
The
time to shift
announcements
gears.
could be joyful.
Okay.
Our Sage Group registrations opened up yesterday, and they're
Yesterday.
already 52% full or something like that.
Okay.
Well, alrighty.
So if you want to join a Sage Group, get on it. Go to wisdomofthesages.com.
So that
I'm in a s-
means 52% is already full. It means like don't wait longer because
Yeah,
it gets harder to get into the group that you want to get into.
yeah, exactly.
I met a nice lady who leads a sage group from
Oh, yeah, from-
Melbourne, Australia.
That's super cool.
I was just standing offering obeisances to the deities in Laguna Beach, and a nice lady came up and said, I'm a sage group leader,
Mhm.
and I'm visiting out here. I hung out with Hot Scott. That was fun. And Michelle, who else? And Shamali.
Yeah, Katie Purcell. was
Katie
there.
Purcell was there. Michelle Stylen.
Yeah.
It was like a Ferdy stayed at Ferdy's house.
Kumi, you saw Kumi?
Kumi was there. Oh my
Kumi,
god.
Birdie, everybody was there.
Yeah.
Kumi,
Everybody.
Ferdy, Kaustubha.
And then this weekend you'll be in Boston and Newport, Rhode Island.
Very excited. Going to see Natalie there too, and Lori Pag and the Chief. Very excited. All right.
Whew.
Sandy Clemmer.
Well, you know, I have a life over here too, right?
Yeah, what are you doing with your life? You better get to work.
Okay. Well, we finally finished the Rishikesh Kirtan Fest. Oh, it was glorious, Raghunath. It was. Glorious.
I'm watching every day. Maharaj, I'm on Maharaj's WhatsApp list.
I
and he
think
sends
the
me-
last night, how many people came? Like, they fed 11. They fed like 1,000 people, and the total people that came in was like 1,470 or something like that. That people came for the kirtan. The last kirtan was Madhava Prabhu, and that place was jam packed. It was like it was out the gills. Everybody was just flying so high.
Did Madhava stay there the entire time?
He did from beginning to end.
Wow.
And I stayed there from beginning to end. Charu stayed there from beginning to end.
Wow.
It was beautiful, really beautiful. And then yesterday, a bunch of us, you know, when I came here, because I really feel that offering 1 month 5 weeks, actually, 5 weeks. Every day, kirtan, kata, connecting with so many people. It's like, it really is, like in Krishna's days, there's the Rajasuya, Yagna, and, different, you bring a community together and you make an offering together. And I wanted to, when I first arrived, first thing I wanted to do was go to the very ancient deity of Rishikesh Narayan and kind of like offer my obeisance and say,
Special
now,
deity. Special deity.
very special deity.
Mm.
And now I want to like make this offering to you. But I didn't get around to doing that. But what I did do was, yesterday we walked, Raghunath. We walked, from Tapovan across the bridge, all the way down to Junkie Julan,
Junkie Jula.
and then we crossed there. And you just like saying that,
Junkie Jula.
Junkie.
Junkie.
And then we got in a rickshaw, about 6 of us.
Where'd you go, man?
And we went to Rishikesh Narayan Temple, and there we offered obeisances and made an offering and led kirtan and danced before the deity and said,
Prabhu, you got all the blessings of
That was
Rishikesh
wonderful.
Narayan.
And then today I bathed in the Ganga for the last time this time. And that was, like after you do yagna, you're supposed to bathe too. So I just felt like, okay, now I'm going to bathe in the Ganga. Everything's
Nice.
complete.
Nice.
And so that felt real nice. So now I got 2 things to do, 2 days of this Rishikesh, Bhakti Yoga Rishikesh Bhakti immersion. So like a lot of the people that were coming throughout the month, this is a chance to like learn the practices, go deeper into it. So I'm here for the first couple of days, and then I go to Vrindavan.
Super good. Super good. What a life.
A wonderful life. But I haven't unwound yet. It's still like,
Yeah, you're still a little antsy, I can tell.
yeah. And speaking of Groundhog Day, which I do often, but like in the hotel where I'm staying, every morning evening too, they play this song, Jai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, and so like every
Hey
morning.
Ram, Hey Ram, the song I sing.
Hey Ram,
Ram,
Jai Shri
hey.
Ram.
Jagmani That's a good. Tu hi mata tu hi. That's on the Raghunath.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
It's on the Raghunath CD.
They do that every morning, every evening, and then Mahamantra after that. And I didn't know it was coming. I thought it was coming from the temple, like where they had the big huge Hanuman, like right where in the ashram where we're doing our thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And then we're like, where is it coming from? Where's it coming? Then we figured out it's coming from inside the house. It was coming from our own hotel.
Voices in the...
and so every morning that plays, and I'm like, oh, it's Groundhog Day. I'm living the same day again. So anyway,
Very good. It's like it's a high
anyway,
vibes.
I feel great. I feel
high
happy.
vibe steadiness.
Yeah.
Good.
So, but speaking of high vibes, we're in such a great chapter of Bhagavatam. We got to dig in. What are you doing, Raghu? What are you doing? You okay?
You know what? I'm very
Gotcha.
still jet lagged. I'm jet lagged from India.
Yeah.
And I went to New York. Then I had like a couple days running. And then I went running out to,
You got to slow it down, Raghu. Just for a couple days.
You know
Slow it
what?
down.
I'm doing this for the kids. We're going to run out and go down. We're got to spread the holy name. You're doing it in one place. Very nice. But you know what? Sometimes you got to go out also and reach people.
No, but I'm just saying, you just got to, just a little bit.
I'll
That way you
slow
can do
down. There's
more of it.
time to slow down when I'm dead. Then I'm going to
Okay.
be like, you know what? Now it's time to slow down.
Oh, okay.
That's you know what I mean, Kaustubha? I slowed down. I was slowed down. I was in India writing a book, and I just
Oh, you did?
slowed down. And
Okay.
lots of people were pulling at me, come here, go there. I was like, you know what? I got to slow down.
Okay.
And I was like, when I get out of here, I got to tell Kaustubha that's the message. Slow it down.
That's what I'm
So
telling you.
now I got to work. I slowed down. Now I got to work.
Okay. Work it out. Work it.
All right.
Okay. You ready to start working on this Bhagavatam?
Yes. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayat. Before we start in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Nara, Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki, by regular attendance in class in the Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated. And loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnana Tamarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Midatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my teachers are opening my eyes to the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Read about Canto 10, Chapter 23, text 10 and 11.
10 and 11. Well, this is it right here, Raghunath, right? This is a super important passage, narration in the Bhagavatam, where it explains that this is kind of like religion versus spirituality here in one way, isn't it?
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
You have these very orthodox priests. They've learned the Vedas. They've learned the mantras. They practice austerities. They've studied. They know all the rituals. So they're like the religious figures. And maybe they're a little proud of it.
Mm.
All right. And this is the tendency that even if we come to a spiritual path, it's still our tendency to cling to externals.
Mm.
You know, really doing the internal work, we can miss it. We can get so caught up in the externals. We could develop pride over the externals.
Yes, you can.
And entirely miss the whole point. So although they're really doing it to, let's say, and we don't get a full analysis of like where they were at, like theologically, but you know, they're doing these rituals to in some way connect with the divine. But then the personified divine himself sends a couple messages, say, can we get a little food? Mm. And it said in the last verse in text number 9 that the Brahmanas heard the supplication from Krishna, yet they refused to pay heed. They presumed themselves advanced in Vedic learning, but they're actually inexperienced fools, right? Mm. They were full of petty desires, it said, and entangled in elaborate rituals. They were missing the point. And Bhagavatam wants to help us understand maybe there's some of that in us, right? Maybe there's some of that in us that we got to root out and make sure we get to the essence. But it's going to continue. Text 10 and 11.
In Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrita,
oh, yeah.
In the second verse, it speaks about this. The first verse is what you do. The second verse is what you don't do. Okay. So they start to point out this niyamagraha. And these are two extremes that the living entity goes to. One is, okay, I'm all in this. I'm going to get down right to the rules. Every rule there is, I'm going to follow all these rules. And sometimes in the following of those rules, you forget why you're doing the rules. And then you meet sometimes a devotee that's following all these rules, and they're almost like shaming you for not following the rules. And you feel like, right? And so... but there's another, and so that sometimes makes, especially a person like me, makes me, you know what, I don't want anything to do with you guys. And so you're like, I'm into spirituality, but I do it my own way. And my own way could be so far away from any rule that you actually get drifted off the path. So there's one way is so many rules, but forgetting about God. It's because the rules become ahead of God, where the rules are meant to bring you to love of God. But at the same time, if you don't take any of the rules seriously, then you also drift away from God, because we tend to be egocentric. So niyamagraha is for both. Not following all those rules or following so closely that you forget the essence. We have to be somewhere right in between, where God is, all those things are there for us to grow in love with God. That's the essence. And that's what this story pushes as the central theme.
Very good. Niyamagraha.
Niyamagraha. That's the word of the day, everybody. Just walk around saying that to people. Hey, Niyamagraha.
So Niyamagraha, it combines niyama, which is the rules, right?
Right? Niyama, yama, and niyama.
And agraha, which means like eagerness or insistence. Mm. So like just insisting everybody follows the rules, or the rules themselves, not so much the purpose of the rules becomes your focus, but it's the rules that become your focus. Boy, there's a lot of religious people like that.
Sure.
you know.
especially within the Vedic system, because there's so many like refined rules.
Yeah, they really are.
You can't wear any sewed cloth. I can't. No, God doesn't like seamstresses. You're a seamstress. God hates you. Like that's a peculiar one, isn't it?
Well, that's on the altar, right? But yeah, it's
But
a bit
even so,
extreme.
it's still weird. It's still
Yeah.
there's just like lots of rules,
There's
and a lot of them don't necessarily fit into how.
You know, and this is one thing that I mentioned to you when I was taking these courses in Vrindavan in December.
Yes, sir.
And our own regular listener, Professor Mons Brew,
Professor Monsbrew, yes.
and his special, he's doing the what do they call it? I don't forget. There's some academic term for like when you take one book and you study it in far greater detail than anybody's ever done it before. Something study, I'm forgetting.
Okay.
But he's doing that with the book, the Hari Bhakti Vilas,
Okay.
which
That seems like a book riddled with rules.
is a massive mountain of rules.
Encyclopedia of rules.
It is.
I don't want to read. I'm scared of that book.
And so
you get to that point, I'm doing everything wrong. Am I even a devotee?
well,
But you know what? I'm going to take that course next year. I have to sacrifice Christmas. And so somehow I have to figure out how to break that to the kids.
Well, they haven't announced that they're going to do it. So
they have not announced it. Okay.
Let's make sure that they're going to do it.
All right.
But I don't know how
Before I announce that I'm quitting Christmas this year.
yeah, you don't have to go there yet.
Yeah, there's no.
But
kids.
part of what came out in some of those discussions was the idea that nobody could ever possibly follow all those rules. So then, what is the point of this huge collection? And that is that, well, you know, let's say Raghunath had a group of people that were coming to him for guidance and how to practice bhakti. Well, you would have these rules, and you could choose like which rules would be really work in this person's life, you know, or even within a community, or a broader community that could also be there too. You know, in this time, in this place, for these people, which of these rules shall we choose to help kind of create the guidelines that we stay within? But it doesn't mean that just because you're not following another one that there's something terrible about you, because nobody's following them all, you know. So that's what we need to do, is we need to find out, maybe one person's been instructed by their insightful guru, I want you to follow this regulation, right? And someone else has been instructed by their insightful guru, for you it's going to be best that you follow this one. But now if they look at each other and say, hey, you're not following properly, no, they're following what they've been given, you know. They may not be following all the rules, but it's what is it? Smarta vyasatatam vishnur, vishvartam no najatuchit. That there's really just one rule, or you could call it two rules, right? And that is
always remember Krishna.
And
never forget Krishna.
And then what is it? Aityor eva kinkara, all of the other rules and regulations. Sarva vidina sedasyor, aityor eva kinkara. All the other rules and regulations are really servants just of that one. And so it's not, the question isn't, are you following all the rules? The question is, are you remembering Krishna? Are the rules that you're following helping you to remember Krishna? Or in the case of these Brahmanas, they're following all the rules and they're so absorbed in the rules that they're completely forgetting about Krishna. And that's what happens in this story.
Sure.
Okay. You ready to dive in?
The guru is always happy if people are happy in their bhakti. They have to figure out, what can I do to be happy in bhakti? What can you do? And there's certain things that are going to speak to us more than other things. How can I be happy in bhakti? And that's what we really want out of it. We're not trying to like pressure cook our people into fitting into a particular box. There's so many different ways to be happy in bhakti. And when you're happy in bhakti, you don't have to preach anymore. That becomes your preaching. People see, oh, look how happy this person is. Look what they've added to their life.
It's
how
working.
they've changed so much. It's working.
Like it, Raghunath.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get into this. I already did the prayers. Here's verses 10 to 11. Although the ingredients, so they're setting up this ritual. Although the ingredients of sacrificial performance, the place, the time, the particular paraphernalia, the mantras, the rituals, the priests, the fires, the demigods, the performer, offering, and the as yet unseen beneficial results are all simply aspects of his opulence.
Mhm.
The Brahmanas saw Lord Krishna as an ordinary human because of their perverted intelligence.
Interesting. That's a really interesting way to put it. And you know, when we hear the word perverted, we think like
I don't think.
you know, very good.
I don't think of it. You say that every time we say the word perverted. I don't think
What if you
perverted.
if you call someone a pervert, you don't think that it has
Not if
any
they say
kind of
perverted
sexual connotation?
intelligence. If I say this guy's got perverted intelligence, I don't think he's like a pervert.
Well, no, what I'm saying is generally we hear the word perverted within a sexual context. That's all. You going to challenge me on that? You're gonna
I
jump down my
don't.
throat?
I don't.
Well, you're beyond this.
No, it's just because maybe Prabhupada uses it a lot.
Well, he
Perverted
said
just
perverted
means-
reflection a lot.
Yeah.
But I believe most commonly, raise your hand, people, if when you hear the word perverted, you think of it within a sexual context.
Perverted
Don't be shy.
intelligence. I don't think
Yes.
of a bunch of perverts out there.
I think you do, Raghunath. I think you're afraid to admit it. I think the fact that you came out so strong against it says
Because
a
I knew
lot.
you were going to say it. Every time we do this, you're like, oh, perverted intelligence. They think they're talking about perverts.
How many times have we done this? I don't think I've
You've
ever
done
done
this
it.
a lot. And I've been waiting for you to do it again. And now I'm
I think
here.
the fact that you're so focused on it really tells us something too, because I don't even remember it.
You do this
But in
every
any
time you
case,
say-
some people, certainly not the pure, spotlessly pure Raghunath, would not take this word perverted and think of it within its sexual context. But many others might. And but I think when Prabhupada's using it, he's thinking of it more like it's warped, right? It's been perverted. I wonder what.
Yes.
Why don't we look up? Pranapriya, could you look it up? Perverted. Let's get like the old English or archaic form of it or something.
Yeah.
Let's see what the dictionary says.
Let's see, Merriam-Webster. Let's see, perverted. I believe it's corrupted. Yeah, corrupted or marked by perversion. Perversion, the act of perversion, the condition of being here. Let's see, pervert. Oh,
People
you're
don't use.
texting.
Well, that's because Gina just texted me.
To cause to turn aside or away from what is good or true or morally right.
Oh, like diverted, kind of.
Mm,
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
yeah.
There you go,
okay.
Kaustubha.
Huh? Yeah. So in any case, perverted intelligence, right? Intelligence that's been diverted into, away from what's good.
Hmm.
So that's we're all these pure spirit souls, but then we're coming through a warped, a perverted type of mind, and that's
Right.
what's happening with these gentlemen here.
They failed to recognize that he is the supreme absolute truth, the directly manifest personality of Godhead, whom the material senses cannot ordinarily perceive.
Right. Hoaxaja.
Thus, bewildered by their false identification with the mortal body, they did not show him proper respect. It's
So they were
amazing.
thinking, yeah.
It's amazing that you can have the supreme absolute truth personally standing in front of you. Because, right, people say that, well, if there was a God, let him appear right here. If there was a God who can do anything in the world, your God, I wish you let him show up right in front of me. Here he is. He showed up right in front of you and asking something from him, and you still can't see him. Because to see God is not that he's in front. God is actually always in front of us. He's always face to face with us, but we're diverted. We're perverted.
Maybe you are.
God is right in front of us, and we can't see him because our brains are looking for something else. There's an experiment where they say, look for things blue in this picture. And and they show a picture, and they take the picture away, and they say, now, what was yellow? And you're like, yellow? I don't know what's
I wasn't
yellow.
looking for it.
But there was something yellow. You weren't looking for it.
Right.
So you find what you're looking for. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. When you're looking, he's been waiting for you to look for him, and now you're going to start to see him everywhere. So what do they call that? They call that selective.
Yeah.
There's a
Selective
thing for
perception or
that.
something.
Yeah, selective perception. But the same is true, that selective perception, with God. God's been looking for us. But when you start to look for God, he starts to look for you. And he shows up in your life in a big way. And then you start to feel this big connect. Because you can have that selected perception with automobiles, like, or BMWs or motorcycles, or, you know, whatever, men or women or blondes or whatever you're into. But if you have it with God, that's when it starts to become magical in your life.
Beautiful. Let's hear the commentary. What you got?
Oh.
Let me put on my spectacles.
Here's my specs. Well, this ritualistic Brahmana could not understand why the sacrificial food should be offered to Lord Krishna, whom they considered an ordinary human being.
The cowherd boy.
Just standing right in front of you. Just as a person with rose-colored glasses sees the entire world as rose-colored, a conditioned soul with mundane vision sees even God himself as mundane, and thus loses the opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead.
It said they were thus bewildered by their false identification with the mortal body. They're thinking, we are Brahmanas. We were born in these special families, so we're better than you cowherd boys. You were born in a lower family than us.
Sure.
And you're coming to us, but no, those cowherd boys are their direct connection to the supreme absolute truth, and they didn't even see it, Raghunath, because they were perverted.
Perverted. Next verse. Okay. When the Brahmanas failed to reply, even with a simple yes or no,
that would have been nice.
Ignored him. That's even lower than saying,
yeah.
No. To say no, I'm going to give you what you want.
I'm sorry, but we can't
just
do
like,
that.
They didn't even acknowledge them.
Yeah.
When the Brahmins failed to reply, even with a simple yes or no, the cowherd boys returned disappointed to Krishna and Balaram and reported this to them. That is the biggest diss ever, when people just look at you and just go, they just look at you and then they turn around. Hearing what had happened, the Supreme Personality, the Lord of the universe, simply laughed, and then he again addressed the cowherd boys, showing them the way men act in this world.
He laughed.
And that, here it is. The most religious people are not necessarily the most spiritual people at all.
Right.
They're just caught up in their rituals and positioning themselves as religious people, religious leaders, theologians, and they're missing the essence of everything. And you hear this again and again with this Bhagavat Dharma, that it's these rules are meant to serve love of God.
Let's. I don't want to.
What don't you want to do?
I don't want to.
You should just do it.
Individual, but let's put it this way. Both you and I have had a wide range of experience of, let's say, priests in temples, right?
Oh yeah.
Now there's some places I've gone where the priests were the deepest, most soft-hearted, beautiful souls you'd ever meet. You would come into their temple and they would just be thrilled to see you. And they would sit you down, and then they would want to go and cook for you, right? It wasn't just like, I'm the person that is your gateway to God, the deity. I have this intimate, close relationship with. None of you do.
Right.
But it's totally like, oh, you're God's. You've come to see God. That means I'm your servant. They think like that. And then there's others, and this is probably far more common. And there are economic reasons for this and so many things, but like, for instance, just walking around Rishikesh, you walk in front of a temple and then the priest is insisting that you come in.
Yeah, very sweet.
And it's not because he just wants to serve you, it's because then he's going to nail you for a donation. Then the first thing he's going to flip out that book, right? He's got like a little receipt book.
Ledger?
A little ledger, yeah.
Yeah, some of the priests are calling you in, not just for a nice darshan, but like they're trying to get some money out of you. And we're New Yorkers, so we're very, right? We know when people are trying to get money out of us.
So, and then they do the things that they say, like, ring the bell, ring the bell. Like I was in front of the deity praying, and he's going to like ring the bell, ring the bell. It's like, hey, you know what? If I want to ring the bell, I'll ring the bell. Why don't you just get out of my way here and let me connect with God? You know, but they just want to put you through the motions so that you have like so they have an excuse to hit you up for a donation. Then they want to put the thread around your wrist, right? Like that's another thing, right? Oh, now I'm going to wrap this thread around. Like we've done a whole ritual here now. Now pay up. You know. So
you know what? It's like we're New Yorkers. We know when we're trying to get scammed out of money, and they're supposed to be the gateway to God, but they inhibit you from getting closer to God. They become the roadblock to God.
They become the roadblock.
Right? So we need people in our life who can help us get closer to God. But when that teacher gets in the way between you and God, that's a problem.
Yes, that's a problem. Yes, exactly, Raghunath.
And we've met both. We've met people who are like, wow, this person helped me to get close to God. We need people in our life that make us feel closer to God. And we don't need those people in our life that feel like you are my roadblock, sir.
Now read the commentary to this, Raghunath.
Read the commentary.
Please.
Yes.
By
laughing, Lord Krishna indicated to the cowherd boys that they need not be angry at the ritualistic brahmanas, but should understand that one who begs will often be refused.
That's an interesting something to meditate on there too.
One who begs will often be refused.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes you meet a beggar. Sometimes you meet a beggar that is just full of pride and
yeah.
Yeah,
those beggars.
and then sometimes you meet a beggar that you can see they're more holy than the priest in the temple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I've met beggars like that too.
Yeah, they are sweet right to the core of their heart.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway today is don't not be an arrogant beggar.
Don't be
don't be an arrogant priest, don't be an arrogant beggar.
Yeah. Beggar, priest, whatever it's going to be, try to remember Krishna. Keep Krishna in the center of it.
Yeah.
Right? There's such a nice beggar I see here in Rishikesh.
Yeah.
Lovely lady.
Not
so
arrogant.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not arrogant.
Not in the least. Not in the least. You know.
And sometimes there's sort of like pushy beggars that are pure devotees too. Ever meet them? Like those ladies at Govardhan Hill who are trying to sell you grass to feed to the cows.
Oh, they're heavy. They are heavy.
Me and Pranapriya, whenever we see them, we're like, okay, listen, they're going to come at you. They've
Drop
got a herd of cows.
What's our strategy
What's
here?
our strategy here? Because they're going to swarm us. And it's actually a good deal. You give them a few rupees. You give them like 10 rupees. They give you a basket of grass to feed the cows. You get to serve the cows at Govardhan Hill. It's like a great deal. Yet they're like the mafia. They just attack you. And the same, and they're all over you. But you know what? There's something beautiful about them. You know what I mean? There's something so wonderful about those crazy ladies.
You know, the last time I walked past them, I was on that December trip, you know, that with the Oxford Center for Hindu Studies, and I believe I was with Radhika Raman Prabhu, you know, Professor Ravi Gupta. And as we passed there, somehow we didn't get caught up in the mix, but like everybody behind us did. So like, and those ladies, boy, man, they raise a ruckus. You know, if you look at it from a mundane perspective, it's like, these don't seem like yogis. These don't seem like, you know, like particularly even-minded individuals. But, you know, these are the residents of Vrindavan.
Yeah, you can't try to figure them out. They're not figure-outable.
No,
Prana,
you don't judge them.
What's our strategy with them?
Well, when we have to, Raghu will just act like he's crazy. And he starts like walking fast to go. Like,
starts
making crazy noises.
I make crazy noises and it freaks them out. I don't like them.
Well, I have a strategy.
Or sometimes I just stay there and feed the cows.
No, we're gonna. That's a beautiful way to do it too.
You know what I don't do, my friend, is I don't mix it up with those monkey guys who are like, hey, you want to buy a bunch of chickpeas?
Banana monkey seva.
I don't want to do the monkey seva. You know why? That's asking for it. That's asking for trouble. Monkey Seva is asking for trouble. It's like inviting monkeys into your life. I have got enough monkeys in my mind. I don't need more monkeys in my life. I've seen monkeys take over rickshaws, like take over, and the rickshaw guys running for their lives.
Yeah,
I want to hear what
yesterday I saw.
Kaustubha's strategy is at Govardhan Hill.
What's your strategy?
Oh, well, you see, with those ladies, I will most commonly, I'll find one, I'll give her a donation, I'll do my thing quick, and then I bolt. Like,
Yeah.
because the thing is, the other ones start to approach you then too, and there's nothing to do. So, but it's kind of like, hey, you know it, I know it, I did the right thing, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
But there's another thing with children. Like when children come and they start to
Oh yeah.
harass,
Now they say, you know what the children say now? Chocolate.
What?
Chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate.
Some devotee was like, I'm not going to give you money. I'm going to give you chocolate. And now they're all addicted to chocolate. These little kids from Radhakund. I don't know what devotees came up with that idea.
I used to see devotees bring like pencils, and that was like a big, they would like the pencil. Pencil for you.
Pencil.
But what I do, Raghunath, I love them up, like, because sometimes their strategy is, I'm just not going to stop ever. I'm going to keep harassing.
So what do? Stop and hug
You
the
love
kids?
them up. You just
weird.
pat them
That's
on
weird.
the head. You say some sweet words. You pat them on the head. and you give them a little embrace.
Who's that old man hugging all the kids?
No, it's not like Raghunath. Are you perverted?
I'm not patting all the kids on the head.
So, no, but you do that, and what happens is that two things happen. They begin to they soften up their whole thing. This kind of like, it kind of blows their strategy out of the water.
Their strategy is like, you're on a mission. Do you stop and like, come here, little child?
Yeah, because they expect you to be either you want to stop the harassment, you're being annoyed by the harassment, so they think the more they harass you, the more you're going to give.
Yeah, let's face it. If I was a little kid and some old man came up to me and started like hugging me and patting me on the head, I'd be like, all right, you go. I'll go to the next guy.
No, it's not like that at all, Raghunath.
Well, what do you do? You sit down, put him on your lap. What are you talking about?
You're going too far now, Raghunath.
I'm trying to understand what you do that makes them
they
go
come
away.
right up to you. They come right up to you, and they and then you just give them a little.
Like you like this. Mm-hmm.
Then you give them a little pat on the head. Hey, Haribo, or you hold their hand maybe, and they're like, oh yeah, and you show them some affection, and then they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, and then they kind of soften up, and then you're like, Haribo, and then that really works, Raghunath.
Okay.
And it's nice because they're little Brijvasi kids and they're sweet,
Yeah, give them a little hug.
Connect. Be a nice bearded man coming by.
Oh, my kids, I tell you, when they went to India, still to this day, Indians just come up to them and just hug them. Just hug my kids, kiss them on the cheek. That can't happen in America. People can't just come up to your kids and hug them, kiss them. India happens. There's a type of like loving innocence. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I forgot what it's telling you, Raghunath.
What were you telling me?
There's a verse. I think it's in Prabodhananda Saraswati's Vrindavan
Mahimamrita. We were just talking about that yesterday.
Oh man, if you could find this, Mara Pranpriya. But so we were walking. So Radhika Raman and I were kind of like a little bit ahead of the rest of the crowd that was getting bombarded by those ladies, right? With the grass for the cows.
They were really getting the grass there.
And sometimes it's like something goes on. I don't understand the Hindi or the Brijbhasa that they're speaking, but sometimes they're like all arguing and they're yelling and shouting.
They're yelling. It's a whole scene when you see those ladies.
It's a whole scene.
That's why
they're powerful
crazy.
Ladies.
They're powerful and they're like probably 45 pounds soaking wet with a Govardhan Sheila in their pocket. It's like.
But I said to him as we were walking by, I said, what the verse says is that Krishna prefers to hear the gossip.
Oh yeah.
And and maybe even says like the arguing or the gossip of the residents of Vrindavan. He prefers that than the Vedic hymns chanted by the Brahmanas. Right. So
Brijbasis. Yes.
Yeah,
that's in Vrindavan Mahimamrita.
Yeah. So I mentioned that. I said, this is more beautiful than the hymns of the Vedas. Those ladies arguing like,
You really have to be a Govardhan Hill to know what we're talking
and the
about.
whole thing is an argument over like you didn't give me enough for this little little plate of grass to feed to the cow over there. You know? When really you gave them way more than they're even expecting, but still. So
Yeah.
anyway, those are special beings. We don't judge them at all. You know, we just appreciate.
How about those monkey seva guys, boy? Oof.
Oh,
Monkey
does
seva, monkey seva.
does
You're like,
Timothy
"Are you-"
Tucker have it there? Does he got? Is that the?
Oh, Timothy Tucker. Wait a second. You got that,
Is that
Timothy
the
Tucker?
Vrindavan Mahimamrita there?
You got the book? All right, you
No,
find
he's
it,
got his
Timothy
Bhagavatam.
Tucker.
Okay, he's got his Bhagavatam.
No, he's got the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay.
Any luck, Maraji? No.
Not yet. Still looking.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Keep this party going.
So did we read this?
It's good to be back
Yeah,
to you
we
in the
read
podcast, isn't it?
Wonderful, Raghunath. It's wonderful.
Because now when we don't do it, I miss it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay, next verse.
Lord Krishna said, the wives of the Brahmanas that I have come here. Wait, tell the wives of the Brahmanas that I have come here with Lord Shankarshan, Balaram.
Balaram, yeah.
They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are the most affectionate towards me. Indeed, with their intelligence reside in me alone.
Let's read that again.
They will tell the wives of the Brahmins that I have come here with Lord Shankarshan. They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are the most affectionate towards me, and indeed, with their intelligence reside in me alone.
Now that right there, you know, this is a Bhakti Vedanta, right? This is like Bhakti Yoga, right? Their intelligence resides in him alone, you know, exclusive, focused. You know, here the word is dhiya, with their intelligence, you know, residing in him. This is the focused intelligence that's spoken about in the Bhagavad Gita. And as far as we're concerned, you know, this is superior to, you know, the samadhi of the Yoga Sutras. Right? These ladies are focused, you know, their minds are not only focused on one object, but focused on the supreme object. And that's Sri Krishna. So not only do they have steadiness of mind, but they have steadiness of mind entirely saturated in love for Sri Krishna, the soul of the universe, the very, you know, root of all existence.
Here's a purport.
Okay.
While physically, the wives of the Brahmins remained at home, within their minds they resided in the Supreme Lord Krishna, because of intense affection for him. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he's a previous master that did all these commentaries, explains that the reason Lord Krishna did not have the cowherd boys tell the Brahmana's wives he was hungry is that he knew this would be severely distress these devoted ladies.
Oh.
Simply out of affection for Lord Krishna, however, the wives would be happy to give all the food requested of them. They would not heed their husbands' prohibitions, since they resided within the Lord through their transcendental intelligence. Okay. Now, you know what these wives remind me of, Kaustubha? It reminds me of the ladies from Udaipur who go into that temple of Jagadish, and they just sing to Jagadish all day long. They just go into we got to go back to Udaipur.
Yeah, we do.
The people of Udaipur, man, they have so much attraction to the deities.
The kirtan.
To kirtan, they just go into the temple and just sing to the deities all day.
It's there, and so it's in India. It's still just under scratch the surface, and all this bhakti starts to show up. Isn't it true?
They just have this deep affection for the deity. They just want to sing to the deity all day long. These are the people you got to hang out with. To get bhakti, because bhakti is caught. More than we can teach it, more than it's taught, it's caught.
Nice, Raghunath.
Yeah.
Note that one down, please.
I think you said that. I think I stole that from you, sir.
I don't think so, Raghunath. I think that's you.
More than it's taught,
it's caught. Okay. And it's hot.
And it's hot.
I was going to just say one thing. I think we're almost
I thought it could be bought.
But no,
you can't buy it.
Well, if it's available in the marketplace, you should buy it at any price. I'll say that, though, right?
Yes.
When we went to the Rishikesh Narayan temple, a quiet little temple, even though that deity was, you know, mentioned in all the Puranas, and Prahlad Maharaj worshipped that deity, and no, you know, it just goes way, way back.
Last time I went to that temple was not quiet, right? There was a big kirtan in that temple.
Really?
Yeah. They have a whole like guru.
But it's not like you have to get in a line or anything. You just walk right in.
No. It's not like that. Yeah.
We went in, there's zero. There's only the pujari. And then Chapaji was leading kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then this group, especially ladies, a few men, but they just jump right into it, Raghunath. They just got all these older Indian people. They just love it. They started singing, dancing, going nuts. They were just like having the time of their life. And we kept singing it. They stayed and danced with us for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then they left. And then later on, like, you know, like half an hour later, we're in a tuk-tuk thing, whatever those, you know, those really brutal ones that they have around here. And we were riding down the road, you know, stuck in traffic, and theirs pulled up right next to us, and they're like, and then we started having kirtan again. They're together, they were in theirs, and we were in the car, and we were chanting.
Yeah, you go through these holy cities, they're eager to hear you have kirtan.
Because it's not bought, it's not even taught.
I mean, it's taught.
It's caught. We're going to have setting you up there. I was teeing that up for you. You didn't go for it.
It's caught. Right? But that happens. I mean, I think
like
it's true for us when we, you know, when I used to go on these buses in India and you just see these women on the buses, just the best kirtans you'd ever hear. There's a bunch of old ladies on the bus singing. Yeah. They're like, you're going to sing this whole bus ride? It's like a 3-hour bus ride. Yep, they're going to sing.
What
and
we
they're
got to
just
do,
eager to sing to Krishna.
We got to do some, what do they call it, like field recording or something like that?
I used to do that all the time. Listen, before there are iPhones, I used to walk around Vrindavan with a Radio Shack tape recorder, and I used to just record the sounds of Vrindavan.
But Raghunath, this is a bit more ambitious, my project here, okay? But I think you're the person to take this up.
You know what?
What? Why are you upset? Why are you giving me the stink eye?
Just because you just dismissed my expression of love.
No, that's great. And I'm saying you're the person, because of that background, you're the person to take up a slightly more ambitious project.
Okay. Tell me.
You go to those ladies with the grass.
Just argue with them?
No. You get them somehow to sing songs all together and record their songs. I bet they're great. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. But you know, they may have a special Leela with Krishna that they're the arguers. They're the arguers for Krishna, you know?
But I bet they could turn on
Lord Chaitanya arguing back and forth with Kolavecha Sridhar. That's just like their special thing they do together. This might be the thing. They argue with the bridge bosses. They argue with the pilgrims. They might just do that. They might just do that every day.
They do. But at the same time, I bet they could pump out a bhajan like they'll just knock your socks off.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. We ready for some takeaways?
Not yet. Take it away. You know you got to do when you go to Govardhan Hill, Kaustubha?
What do you
got to
want
go to the Nrsingadev temple.
I love the Nrsingadev temple.
Get on that guy's WhatsApp list. He's sending me pictures of that deity every day, and they got a picture of Lord Shiva there. They got a deity of Lord Shiva that's breathtaking.
He's very old deity, the Nrsingadev deity there.
And then you go out on that ledge and you see Punjari, and you see the whole back end of Jatipur.
Have you seen underneath, like when they lift up and you can see Hiranyakashipu underneath?
I can't remember. Did the deity have a dress?
They usually have, like, he's dressed in such a way where you can't see him, like, kind of waist down. But if they open that up, he's got.
I think he opened it up for me. He opened it up for us, remember? And then he gave us prasad. Then he came outside and gave us a little really delicious khichdi. And I don't like to eat them. I don't like to eat because of it was my intermittent fasting, or take the Mahaprasad. What should I do?
Take the Mahaprasad.
Take the Mahaprasad. It was great.
Okay. Good, right.
Now are we ready for some takeaways?
Yeah, but
I'm
go to the
Not yet.
I think this is an inspiration. Go to the Nrsingadev temple today.
Okay.
Or when you go to Govardhan.
Okay.
And I think Krishna is telling me to tell you that.
Well, you see, now, Raghunath, if I did that to you, you would say, "Oh, you're telling me what to do."
No, I'd say, Krishna's speaking through you.
Okay. All right.
You think I'm like that?
I'll go there. I go there, and what am I supposed to do when I get there?
You're supposed to offer obeisance to Lord Nrsingadev.
Okay.
Leave some donation for Lord Nrsingadev. Then leave some donation for Lord Shiva. And then you're just gonna go. Then you're gonna go walk out on that deck, and then you're going to sing Govardhan Astakam, prayers to Govardhan, from the top of that lookout.
Nija Nikata Nivasa Dehi Govardhan Tvam.
Yeah, you could do that one. You could do that one. That's Govardhan.
Govardhan Das.
Das Astakam. Govardhan. That's a different one.
That's something.
But yes, that's one too.
I think it's
That's
just
that's
his
the root-
Govardhan
that's the
Astakam.
Raghunath
Raghunath Das
Goswami.
Goswami's Govardhan Astakam.
And then there's Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. There's lots of good Govardhan ones. But anyway, just go there and just offer prayers to Govardhan. And it's such a beautiful darshan.
I love the way that you two sing the prayers to Ganga Devi regularly together.
I do, yeah.
And while I was here, years ago, I used to have that book about Ganga. Remember that devotee Jai Vijay made that book about Ganga?
I
You remember the big
that
blue book? And
like to
it's
see
just
that
full of all the tales and all the prayers about Ganga
I'd like to
Devi.
see that book.
Well, it's hard to get now. And I gave it to Eddie Stern as a gift on his birthday or something.
See if you can go in there. I'll go in there. We distract Eddie.
It's not a problem because I found another one, Raghunath. I found it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was being sold. It's like one of those Hare Krishna book exchange kind of Facebook website.
I've been thinking about that because there is an old school Govardhan book. Do you remember this one by Padma Lochan? It was the first Govardhan book out there that a Western devotee made.
It had a lot of photos
and it had
in it?
all these maps in it. It was like a treasure map. It was back before they had computers. Like when we were young, and when you get a book from India and it had lousy typesetting and the letters were upside down and the binding was horrible. And this book came out. It was like a secret treasure chest and it had all these maps in it about where to go in Govardhan. And I used to love that book, and I can't find it anymore. They probably pressed 500 or 1,000.
You could go on to that. Vegan Trucker is busy on that thing. He can keep an eye open for you if you
keep an eye out there for me, Vegan Trucker, please.
And and I just saw that they put up a book there recently, which is this book that I never seen anybody else have, but that I got.
What?
And I've mentioned it to you, and I've talked about it on the show.
Who's got these books?
You're
talking about something, and you skipped a step.
I'm going to fill you in right now.
You're like, yeah, we go on this thing. You're talking
you
about
just
this
give
thing.
me a little space.
Everybody's got this thing. What are you talking about?
I'm going to fill that hole.
Vegan Truckers on this thing. What thing?
I'm going to fill that hole in your heart right now. So on Facebook, there's a Facebook, whatever you call it, account or whatever.
And I've really tried to stay off Facebook.
Look, you're not even here. Now I'm going to tell you, and you're not even listening to me. You ready?
Okay, yeah. So you're saying I should go back on Facebook?
I'm just answering the question. It's called Hare Krishna Book Exchange. I'm telling you, you can just have Vegan Trucker.
Ask Vegan Trucker.
That's Vegan
Trucker.
Trucker.
Then you don't have to get back on Facebook.
I'm trying to.
Then you don't have to go back on Facebook. So Hare Krishna Book Exchange.
Because people write me messages on Facebook, and then it's like, listen, don't write me here. I don't even look at Facebook.
Okay.
And I go to Facebook Messenger sometimes. There's all these messages. I was like, what do I do?
Just get in touch with Vegan Trucker. And
all right, go on.
And so, but I just saw this book, The Lives of the South Indian Brahmanas in there.
Oh.
Which was a far out book.
South Indian.
I had this old dusty fallen apart copy that I found at Bihari Lal or whatever. What's this store called again? Ras Bihari Lal.
Rasa Bihari Lal.
Yeah. So anyway, that book's up for grabs right now. But I found that Ganga book, and I got a copy waiting for me when I get home.
Wow.
And I was just praying to Ganga today. I said, I'm going to have that book, and I'm going to read it when I get home. I'm going to read all about you.
Can I borrow it?
Yes.
Okay. When?
As long as you're within my apartment.
That's not borrowing it. That's being at your house reading. I think when you borrow a book, it should be expected that you will never get that book back.
Yes, that's a fact.
Let's just expect that.
To lend is to lose, they say. Particularly with books. Just forget about it with books,
Yeah. I don't expect to get them back.
All right. We ready to do some takeaways?
Not yet. Just kidding. Oh, what you got?
All right.
What you got?
Once we get eager for Krishna, he reciprocates and sends us messengers.
We didn't even start the show yet, and that was the message.
Yeah, it was a good
coming
one. I think it resonates with people.
Krishna is real.
Yeah.
He's the reciprocator.
Don't cling to the external rituals and miss the internal work.
Good advice right there.
Mm.
Rules are meant to serve love of God.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
No.
Just hearing what you want to hear.
There's some
there.
other takeaway. That's a takeaway from something else. Rules are meant to be broken. Hare Krishna.
When you're happy in bhakti, your life is your preaching.
Oh, yeah. Just live your life.
Yeah.
Thomas Aquinas. Live and sometimes speak. What do you think of that one?
That one, the one that's like, and when necessary, use words. Is that the one you're talking about?
Something like that. I'm sure he said it in Latin or something, but I'm
Well,
doing my translation.
It's been. They say sometimes they say that was actually Saint Francis, and then that's been debunked. Sorry, Raghunath, I shouldn't have done that to you.
Oh boy, Kaustubha.
I quoted something, and you're not even sure, and you're trying to.
But I'm saying, all I'm saying is I saw a lot of research done on this one about preach and when necessary use words, and that often has been attributed to Saint Francis, and it's been debunked because that's actually not what he taught. He was like preach with your words a lot. He was really into preaching with his words.
Well, I think.
But it's still a good point. Right?
Even if it's been debunked, it makes more sense. All right, you know what? If it's not attributed to St. Thomas Aquinas or St. Francis,
it's yours now.
Now that's mine.
Said
Thank you very much. Put that on my list. This is a Raghunath quote I'm going to put in my bio. Raghunath.
Make sure you can get it down first. You want me to help you with it?
Yeah. Let me ask ChatGPT how to say this. Preach. And sometimes speak.
And when necessary, use
live. No. It's live.
Live.
And sometimes speak.
You sure it wasn't ride to live, live to ride? Was that?
Ride to live, live to ride.
Should we get back to our takeaways?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Gas or grass. But nobody rides for free. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Raghunath.
We need-
Come on.
We need teachers who are gateways to God, not roadblocks.
That's right.
There you go.
Block. Yeah.
Right? Sometimes people say that about gurus or priests. Oh, these guys block you from
They
getting
do
to
sometimes
God.
block.
And you know what? They have a point. Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
You know, yes. Sometimes they don't.
Blockers.
Yeah.
Gateways versus gatekeepers. Thank you.
Pretty good.
Although, what do you say about Lord Shiva?
Nothing wrong with the gatekeeper. It's a gate blocker that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay, we got to rework that one in the Chandra.
Work on that. And then it's yours, Nityananda.
And then we'll give that one to you. You can use that after we'll put your name after that. Because Lord Shiva is the gatekeeper too. Because he doesn't want some rascal coming into the rasa dance.
Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Yeah. All right, we're going to work on that.
Okay.
Beggar or priest, keep Krishna in the center. Don't be arrogant.
That's right.
Beggar or priest.
Don't be arrogant.
Don't be arrogant.
Keep Krishna in the center.
Yeah. Connect with the Brijbasis, but don't try and figure them out.
Yeah. Don't judge them.
Connect with them. Interesting.
Connect with them. A little hug.
Bhakti is caught, not taught or bought.
Hug random children. But that one.
If the last one doesn't have something to do with perversion, I'm going to be.
It does. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're always face to face with God, but we're perverted.
We're always face to face with God, but
we're perverted. Our problem is that we're perverts.
And then where does hug children come in after that one? Don't be perverted, but hug children.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Where are you going with this, Kaustubha?
I'm not going
Is that
anywhere.
it? Is that the last one?
Yeah.
That's it.
You didn't do the what?
And.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
And.
Okay, people.
What?